Hello and welcome to this Astranti Connect YouTube video taking a look at online counselling courses and whether or not you can do a counselling course online and what it means for your studies. And this is one of a series of videos taking a look at online courses and the things to be aware of, the benefits of them, the disadvantages of them, etc. And if you do like this video, please like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen, and also visit the website www.astranticonnect.com for more information on online courses and also various other counselling insights. So, online courses. What are they? Can you do them? Are they beneficial? Now, of course, with COVID, which happened, of course, over the last few years, a lot of things have been moving online, and counselling training is no exception to that. There is a lot more online counselling courses available than there's ever been. Now, for some people, this may not appeal. They may feel that they like the in-person contact of a classroom-based course, and so they're not interested. But for others who perhaps need that option, they want something so that they can study a bit more in their own time. They don't have to travel to and from venues. They can then undertake a course with an organisation that is not in their local area. Then that might be beneficial. So some of you, particularly if you are watching this video, particularly if you have been searching for online counselling courses on YouTube or Google, then this is the video for you. And the answer is that you can do some counselling courses online, but not others. And the reason why that you can do some courses but not others online is due to membership body. And the membership bodies such as NCS and BACP. And in this video, we're going to look at the issues with that. And we're also going to look at the different courses that you can do online and the ones that you cannot do online. So let's take a look. Starting with the obvious question that you're all probably coming here to answer is, can you do a counselling course online? I want to do my training online. I want to become a counsellor. Can I do this online? Now, of course, you can. There are a whole array of counselling courses that you can undertake online. And this is preferable for those of you who want to fit it in around the work that you currently do, if you want to fit it around attending a centre that is not based in your local area. And of course, counselling itself is done online to a much greater extent than it's ever been done before. So there, of course, is an advantage of taking some of your training online as well. You'll learn how to counsel people online, which is what a lot of counselling now is. But perhaps a better answer to this question about can you do a counselling course online is, can you take all counselling courses online? And the answer to that is you can do some of your training online, but not all of it. And in short, the reason why you can't undertake all of your counselling training online is because if you want to become a professional counsellor, you want to be a decent counsellor, you want to be an accredited counsellor, for example with the BACP, the British Association of Counsellors and Psychotherapists, you cannot do all of your training online because BACP require a significant number of training hours to be live and in person. Or more so, that they do not accept core practitioner courses. So for example, your CPCAB level 4, they do not accept fully online versions of the core practitioner course. And therefore, you must still undertake your core practitioner course, such as CPCAB level 4, in person. But there are other qualifications that can be taken online. And if you do want a bit more of a definitive guide into counselling qualifications, you want a bit more knowledge of what those various different levels are, then we do actually have a counselling insight page looking at those counselling qualifications. So by all means, do follow the link in this video to this page here, and then follow that link that I've highlighted on the screen here. And maintaining and achieving your BACP accreditation is very, very important if you wish to become a counsellor, and they do require a certain amount of formal training, including the core practitioner course, which needs to be done in person. But let's look at the counselling qualifications that can be done online. Let's start with the positives. Which ones can be done online? And it's always recommended when you start your counselling journey that you undertake the foundation courses. So you do your CPCAB Level 2 and your CPCAB Level 3. And these are really, really important for building those initial fundamental skills that you'll continue to build on throughout your counselling journey. And for example, in the CPCAB Level 2, you'll learn how to empathise, you'll learn how to become a listener, you'll learn how to lead in counselling sessions. So very, very good introduction to what being a counsellor is all about. And then in your Level 3, you'll start building relationships with your clients. So all of these are very, very fundamental foundational skills to learn to become a counsellor. And the good thing is those can be taken online. So if you see CPCAB Level 2 and Level 3 courses online, they are perfectly valid. They are also accepted as formal training. However, the CPCAB Level 4 diploma, which is the big qualifying qualification, that does need to be done in person. It cannot be done online, even if it is a completely online course, which is essentially a classroom that is online. You're all there at the same time doing exactly what you would be if you were in a classroom. It still does not count because 75% of a Level 4 diploma has to be done in person. CPCAB insists on that and BACP insists on that. Although 25% of it can be taken online. So you may have the odd session that's online, and BACP and CPCAB, as part of their acknowledgement that counselling is moving online, actually expect some of the course to be done online, particularly the sessions that talk about how to counsel online. So if you're teaching people how to counsel online, it's better that that itself is done online. Now, a big warning here. If you see organizations offering a Level 4 or equivalent course that is entirely online, whether it's a CPCAB course, it's unlikely to be a CPCAB course because CPCAB themselves do not allow this. But if you see organizations offering core practitioner courses to qualify as a counsellor that are completely online, do not fall into that trap. BACP do not acknowledge core practitioner courses that are undertaken online. So please be very wary of that. And we'll come on to this a bit later about what BACP expect with regards to online courses. And also we have further information in the video series and the Counsellor Insight page looking at the guide to qualifications. And once you have qualified, you will be able to take further qualifications such as the CPCAB Level 5 Diploma, which looks at how to grow your own practice, and the CPCAB Level 6 Certificate in Therapeutic Counselling Supervision, which is about how you become a supervisor for counsellors. These can be taken online. Because you're already qualified, you're already proven that you are of a certain level, and therefore you do not need as much hand-holding as you might do at the lower level. So those are perfectly acceptable to be done online. So in summary, you can actually take most of your CPCAB counselling qualifications online, but most importantly, you cannot take the Level 4 diploma. That still needs to be taken in person. So when you are debating whether you're going to be undertaking counselling qualifications, yes, you can choose a online provider for Level 2 and Level 3, particularly if they're a very good provider, but you will need to go to a more local centre to do your Level 4. For example, here at Astranti Connect, we have a very decent, very comprehensive, high quality Level 2 and Level 3 online course, and many students do undertake the Level 2 and Level 3 online courses with us and then go elsewhere for their Level 4. But because our Level 2 and Level 3 is so rigorous, is so a high level of quality, they have no trouble being accepted on other courses elsewhere. But on the subject of online courses, whilst BACP do accept online courses for Level 2 and 3 but not for Level 4, there are only certain online courses that they accept. And it's a very, very important term. I want to take a moment to really take on board these terms because they are so important here. And it's the difference between an online course being acceptable as formal training for BACP and it not. And that is the term synchronous learning. And also the opposite term, asynchronous learning. Very, very important that you understand these terms here, that you look out for whether something is synchronous or asynchronous. So what do we mean by synchronous learning? What do we mean by asynchronous learning? Well, synchronous learning is when, the best way to think of it is everything is synced. The tutor's time is synced. The student's time is synced. You are attending a live class, so even if it's online, it's still live. Everyone is there at the same time working on the same content. You are there, your peers are there, the tutor is there, the tutor is taking you all through a certain activity together at the same time. In other words, replicating a classroom feel online. So where the tutor and all the students are present and interacting together. The opposite of that is asynchronous learning. This is when everyone is learning at a different pace at a different time. So for example, when they're learning through pre-recorded materials that can be used on demand, such as pre-made videos, study texts, etc. You go on a course, they give you all the materials and say, okay, here's X amount hours worth of materials, go off, do it in your own time and come back and do the exam. Now that may sound very appealing, particularly to people who are looking to fit their counselling training in and around their current jobs, but be wary. Asynchronous courses are not recognised by professional bodies. So, if you have done your level 2 and level 3 through a different awarding body, not for CPCAB because they do not allow asynchronous learning, it will not count as formal training. You will not be accepted. You're unlikely to be accepted on a formal CPCAB level 4 course with that training. It's difficult, I guess, to understand that if you perhaps feel that you are ready, but from your own perspective, you don't want to be undertaking home study. You don't want to be undertaking an asynchronous course because it's not recognized as formal training. And remember that even if you are accepted on a formal level 4 course, remember that the formal level 4 course is only 420 hours of learning, whereas you need 450 hours as a minimum for the BACP membership. So you do actually need to make at least 30 plus extra hours of formal training from your pre-level 4 studies, and asynchronous learning does not count. So be very, very wary of home study courses that promise you can qualify as a counsellor with them, because no membership body appreciates and accepts asynchronous learning at this point. So when you are looking for online training, what you should be doing is looking for official CPCAB or other BACP approved courses, and it needs to be synchronous. It needs to be everyone there at the same time. For example, someone who's completed a level 3 asynchronous course won't be accepted onto a CPCAB level 4 course because they cannot be sure that they've got the necessary skills. Home study is a fantastic thing for people that are looking to undertake qualifications, for example, in finance, in accounting, in various other things like that, management, business, where everything is theoretical, where everything is an academic pursuit. Home study is great because if you're just learning theory, it doesn't matter whether you're learning it in a classroom or if you're learning it in your own time. Counselling is not an academic pursuit. It is not a theory-based qualification. It's a practical-based qualification. And therefore, the only way to be sure that you are properly learning the skills is to be undertaking practical exercises with your peers. An example of this is being a pilot or being a car mechanic. Now, you can learn how to become a car mechanic or a pilot from reading the manual. You can look and say, oh, in the book it says that if there's a problem with this particular part of the car, this is what you do to fix it. You can look in the study text in a manual and say, okay, the plane, this part is what makes the plane accelerate, this part is what makes the rudder turn. When you have certain issues, you press this button here, etc. But I bet you would not be willing to get on board a plane that is being piloted by someone who has never undertaken any hours of flight experience, but they've read the manual. And that's exactly the same principle here with being a counsellor. It's a vocational course. You have to actually undertake the practical exercises to become decent at it. So remember that asynchronous courses do not, or on-demand home distance courses as they may call themselves, do not actually allow you to achieve your membership. So yes, you can take online courses for counselling, but you can only take the foundation levels online. Not saying that you shouldn't do that. It's if you've got a very decent online provider that you're willing to take your level 2 and level 3 with and then switch to a local college for your level 4, by all means do that. It's a perfectly acceptable way. But be wary of home study courses. They're not accepted, they're not accredited by BACP, and you risk not getting your BACP membership. So I guess the summary of this video here essentially is to let you know that yes, by all means pursue online counselling training, but do make sure that it is an accredited synchronous course, because only that is valid for your BACP membership. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it and have found it useful. I hope you are now aware of the dangers of online courses for counselling. Dangers, probably too extreme of a term here. There's some very good online courses that I thoroughly recommend undertaking if you want to take an online course. I appreciate there are so many benefits of doing an online course, such as being able to do it in your not in your own time. You still have to attend at the certain times, but you don't have to travel. If it's an evening course, you can attend it at home. If it's a day course, you don't have to travel anywhere either, etc. There's a bit more flexibility in that you can go to a provider that is miles away from you. For example, here at Astranti Connect, we're based in the southwest of England at the moment, although looking to expand, but we have people on our online courses from all over the country, people as far as Scotland or Wales or London, etc., because we have such a good online course available and people know that it will be of a good standard to get them into a local college to do their level 4. But do be wary of any provider that allows you to do the core practitioner, so the level 4 or equivalent course online, because it can't be done online, and be wary of anyone that says that a home study asynchronous course will get you qualified, because it won't. BACP, NCS won't accept synchronous courses, or sorry, asynchronous courses. They only accept synchronous courses as formal training. So thank you for watching that. Please do stick around for the next video in this series, taking a look at what to look out for with an online provider and how to choose the correct online provider for yourself and where it will lead. And also, if you do want some more information, please like and subscribe and visit the website for more counselling insights. So thank you very much and hope to see you for the next video.